Attempt. Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to try to do something new this episode. I was thinking about making a rant or a philosophy video, but to be honest, I don't feel I deserve that yet. I don't have subscribers, I don't have viewers, and I don't feel I gave anything to the YouTube platform yet. So, after I make successes, some successes or successful videos or succeeding in making the engine working and having some people interested in the project, then I can start doing that. But now I will stick to stuff that deal with the project directly. So to change the mood a little bit, because I haven't been working that good the last 4 days, and actually 2 days ago I was working on something completely different than a project. I was doing some kind of design for a strategy game. So I decided to make a video to show my attempts line or my work that's related to this project from the beginning. And not from the beginning, but the most valid point beginning, you can say. So I made a list of my old projects that deal with that. And I was going to view them, but to be honest, after I saw some of them, I was surprised with some of the stuff. And the order is not perfect. So I put some points in here to see what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to put it here. And I'm not going to follow them exactly in order. I will see what they fit, how they fit, I mean. And let's begin. This video will be quite long, around an hour and a half or something. Let's see how will that go. So the first project that I wanted to take a look on is War 2, the map designer. Actually, how to put it? The first RPG game I made was a fixed map called War. War 2 was the one with a bigger map. War 2, I don't know why I call it War 2. I believe it's called War, it's not War 2. Or maybe I just deleted all the old wars and I tried to make a map maker called War 1. Then I call it War 2 as dusting out the old games. Actually, I even made War 3 that have multiplayer, but no campaign. I couldn't finish it. But it is one of these projects that I lost in my old hard drive. And this thing was around 2004, and no, around 2005, and it was in Visual Basic 6. So let's go and take a look on it. No, not here. I'm not sure if this is the folder or not, but I believe it is, because when I went, unfortunately I cannot open the project for you, as you can see. When you go to the maps, you see the maps, and I remember this map. They are simply made by letters. And this is the map, and if you add a row longer than other columns, it will crash. It was very simple. I was trying to make an AI that have some kind of path finding, and I even have the code in here. And when I read it, I was like, oh god, oh god. So, and it has go-tos and everything, and it was moving by 480 pixel at the time, and I was using GDI, not even GDI plus. GDI plus is something new at that time. It wasn't available that time, and didn't complete it. I figured out that I'm not good enough. Yes, I could figure out a way to tell the AI if the data block in front of you is X or Z or C. Somehow intelligently he figured out this is a wall. So without having to check of F, C, X, and Z, I believe, I can go and check if there's a function that you send it a letter and it returns to you if it is a wall or not. So something like that. So the second project that I would like to talk about is, well, it's not a project, it was an attempt, and I wonder if it is here. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Yeah, I don't have all my projects in here. There was maybe it's inside this one. I don't think so. Oh, hey. This is all. I don't know what's this. Maybe these are the pictures. I tried to do a DirectX project before this actually. And I kinda, oh, maybe in the same time, so I don't know. Let's put it before this or after this because I'm not sure about the order. Tried DirectX 7. Actually, there were several attempts to do some project on DirectX 7, but I wasn't good enough in API calls and everything, and I didn't have good internet connection at that time, and not a lot of websites that talk about in details how to deal with this. And we didn't have this kind of collection of libraries in Saudi Arabia like Amazon in USA or UK. So let's try to speed up a little bit. The third project is the SSI, my interpreter. And guess what? Yep, it was made in Visual Basic 6. I wonder if I have it in here. This is, yeah, I have it in here. Oh, it doesn't have the last version, does it? SSI, or the String Separator Interpreter, is my most proud project that I ever made. And it's really hard to talk while looking at the other screen, isn't it? And I remember I made a version 1.7, but it's not here. Because 1.7 I made it later on actually. So let's fix this and say 1.6. Later on I made 1.7. And I don't know, maybe I fixed some bugs with the minus sign. And this is actually a project in my second year in KVBM, my first university. I was a software engineer there then. Didn't graduate unfortunately, but I'm still here. And I was really keen, at least that's what I thought, in Visual Basic 6. I started Visual Basic Net at that time, but wasn't that good. And I was kind of good in Java, but not as good as Visual Basic 6. The instructor wasn't happy because he evaluated everything. Jesus. He evaluated even if the effort that you put in the GUI, and the GUI I got like 0 because I use a very, very simple language that you can draw the GUI easily. People who made in Java, but he gave me a very good grade because I done a good job in that, in the program itself. Oh, and I have version details too. Interesting, but it doesn't have version 1.6. Oh well. So this is my third project, and actually in 2010, but let's talk about that later. So what's next? The next thing I was working on in 2006 or 2006 and a half, maybe 2007, I'm not sure, is the Map Simulator 1. This guy. Of course, this guy is a little bit upgraded and I don't see the project. So let's write it down. I tried to run it recently, but it failed for some reason. I'm not sure which year was it, But it was the second attempt to make the War 2 map in Visual Basic 6. And I didn't make a program that ran these maps yet at that time because that thing didn't finish. And it was around the same year that I got depression breakdown, 2008. So I was kind of busy in school and having issues. And this thing, if you go to Code TV, my other channel, you actually might see me running this program a few times in my older video. We will talk about Code TV soon. So if this is running, if you watch my recent videos, actually, yeah, you might see something familiar. A little bit. It's actually almost look like this thing. Oh. You see, actually when I started working on this guy, I just amazingly, I'm sorry, this is confusing. Took this page or this tab master. I don't know why I call it tab master. It's called tab something, tab control. But I like to call it tab master because it's the master that holds other tabs and other things. So the highest tab, I call it tab master, and this is the highest in the current page. Anyway, I just took it like this, copy it, open the C# project, and paste it, and it worked. It worked like magic. I changed some of the stuff, and we will mention them later. So this thing, actually, this is not the this is not the earliest version. The earliest version didn't have map list. I tried to upgrade this thing, and actually, I made a forum to create a new map, and I tried to trade the data between these, and when I clicked on OK and with this forum and I screwed up. I was really novice in Visual Basic Net, but that didn't stop me from trying hard to make this work. So actually I took the whole page, put it in a frame, a group frame, and I just moved it here just to make things work and never stop. The funny part is there's a way to add script in this old program, and my new one doesn't have this capability yet. I have a script page in here. Primitive, but it's working. The only way to add script in my new system is by adding it manually in the map file. So when I try to upgrade this thing, I try to add a map list where you can add several maps or open and edit several maps in the same time. And after a few attempts to do this idiot, it's just driving me crazy. The code is buggingly horrible. You will know how it feels when you take a look on your code 6 or 10 years ago. This code is made around 10 years ago. You will feel that. You will feel that like, this is not necessary. Why don't I use smaller functions? Well, no, this function is alright because this is the graph mate, but maybe not. I could use a list instead of doing this. It's just unbelievable. So let's try to move ahead, and instead of confusing the audience and say so and stop all of a sudden. So the next attempt is to make a game engine in GDI Plus in Visual Basic. I don't think I have a copy for that. Most of my projects in Visual Basic Net were lost, unfortunately. No, this is the DirectX version. So 2007, and I believe I was I was trying to connect the game engine with the map simulator at that time, the old map simulator. I don't even remember the name of this engine. Is it this one? Killer? I forgot what the hell is this. And it has a weird name too. And give me a second. What the hell is this? I have no clue. I believe it might be a program to kill other programs. I don't know. I was fooling around, I guess. Oh, my old time scheduler. And what the hell is this? So anyway, I don't remember I have a copy of that. I lost a computer around that time, Pentium 4, and I lost a hard drive, and I lost some programs in that thing. I put it in the backup CDs, and one of the backup CDs screwed up, and I couldn't load the programs. So I have some programs in the middle missing, and some old programs, but some of the old programs survives actually. So unfortunately, I cannot show you this one, but it was more advanced, way much more advanced than War 2. And I remember I was talking to one of my colleagues in there. I consider him the best programmer ever I met. Unfortunately, I only remember his first name, Khalid. And he got pumped up a little bit, and he was like, yeah, I can do something much more complex than that. It was good times. It was good, not really. Well, whenever I talk with good programmers, that was a good time. In 2008, before the depression a little bit, I tried OpenGL, and I don't think I have a copy for that too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of work in here is missing, unfortunately. Most of my old Java work, all of them is missing. It's kinda a little bit sad. Yeah, I made much more in Java than this, and I don't have them anymore. So unfortunately, I cannot show you that. But I tried OpenGL, and I tried Java 3D, but both of them were too much for me, and I couldn't handle them, unfortunately. After the depression, in 2010, the Great Depression, no, not US, the Great Depression, I tried DirectX 8, and actually it was fine. No, sorry, this is the wrong number. Did I miss one? Oh well. And here says game engine, terrain, map simulator. Silly you, silly you, silly. Oh, I start from 0 on there. Great. Programmers. So number 6 in there, 2008. Sorry about that. While I'm depressed, actually. I was doing that while I'm depressed. Actually, part of it was when I was in the safe room. I was working on my DirectX, and I was good enough finally. And once again, I came back to Visual Basic. I believe it was Net, because I don't. Yeah, it was here. Game Lover. No, sorry, Cow Lover. My first, second, third, fourth. I don't know. One of my first game engine. and DirectX 8 Direct Draw. Unfortunately, in the same year, even though I don't think this is still running, they deprecated Direct Draw and they cut the support from it. So unfortunately, this is not working anymore. Maybe it will work. No. Yeah. So, Cow Lover, where's the... It used a direct draw and there was some testing and stuff. And this is not the complete project. I made more, like fire classes and UFO class. Where are they? There's a UFO. Oh, maybe it is. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the work. Maybe if I go to the release. Oh, maybe because I did. So let's take a look. I don't see anything running. Look at that. This is testing for the map size. How big is it? There was a fountain and stuff and characters. Oh, look at that. The same character I'm using. What a surprise. What a freaking surprise. And this is a map from Castle 2, the story. So I was fooling around with this. Where's the fire classes and stuff? Oh, there's the bullet. So anyhow, I was fooling around with DirectX till they say, whoops, we will stop supporting this, screw you, find something else. So later on in 2010, I was trying to do something big again. I was a member of Dream Encode forum, and I wonder how much time did I spend yapping in front of the camera. Oh, only 27 minutes, okay. So, it's still safe to run away. I was a member in Dream Encode, and actually I can access it yet. If I say Dream Encode cookies layer, I'm sure we will find... No. Keep my name. Look at that. The last thing I made was in 2011 about Monogame. Interesting. Oh, in the section of Monogame in XNA. I made a mistake and typed I twice. Oh well. So this is the beginning of the new string separator, my second most proud of project I ever made. And my English was really bad at that time. Funny, they don't have my picture anymore. I used to have my icon here, and look at that. It's started in 2009. Sorry. So I was talking directly to some of the bigger members or the biggest members in here in the chat, and I was asking a suggestion for them and asking for hints and help. Not help, and I was like, I want to make brainstorming room or something because I have a big project and I want to make my project in more efficient way. And actually, if you read this, you will see what I'm saying, maybe, or something. And I was describing what an interpreter is, as if I'm the only one in the world understand what an interpreter is. And this forum used to have a lot of good programmers, but it screwed up one of the years. Around 2011, 2012, didn't have a lot of good active programmers. Most of the active ones were still first and second year, and nothing bad about that. But the bad thing is when you have a lot of first and second year who think they own the world and made everything in the programming world, and they don't know even how to run Java IDE with the straight face. It was horrible. But anyhow, I digress, as some YouTubers say. I was asking for help, and I was showing my old code, and I was showing what I'm thinking and what should I change in the old code in the Visual Basic 6 version. And I want to rebuild the whole thing with new features, like the capability of adding and removing expressions and stuff like that. And the only response I got is like, you're trying to build a common Lisp interpreter. This is actually the old project, not the new one. The new one is a general project. And we didn't remake the whole common Lisp interpreter, just a part of it, like the addition part and some of the parts that the instructor picked up for us. And I kept describing what's going on. And through the time I was working alone, but I was trying to wait for participation. And after all the describing, one of them said, "Long as boss man. He's much better than me, and he cannot read this, so screw what I'm saying." After that, I was like, you know what? These guys doesn't care. Especially one of the guys opened a post that he's going to make an MMORPG in one day. Actually, I was in the IRC in the same room when I was talking about the idea of making an interpreter and make it part of the game engine later on, and my operation system. Yeah, I was thinking to connect this with my own operation system. That shows how much do I know. And he got so excited, so pumped up, and he was like, I'm going to make an MMORPG in one day. In the same day, he get like around 3,700 replies. In 3 days, he got more than 32,000 views, and it was one of the hottest posts ever in the forum. And in here, till today, I got like around 136 or whatever. I didn't get more than 27 views or something for 3 months. I was like, you know what? Let's just do the project alone. Actually, I even shared some of my work in here, one of the oldest version. Oh, someone liked my post. I should be so happy, man. It just finally someone appreciate my work. Thank you, Tom9729. I really appreciate this. But oh well. I wonder who the hell is this guy. But yeah, this is one of I don't know. I put a lot of effort, emotion, tears, and blood in this post, and I got totally neglected. And it actually, to be honest, even though it was 5 years ago, it hurt at that time. It really hurt at that time. That's why I'm spending too much time talking about it. So it was a good experience. It was a good experience. No matter what, because how to put it, Even bad results, you can learn from them. If people are not interested, people are not interested. You went to the wrong people. They want to see MMORPG games made in one day, then that's what they are interested in. You cannot sell them about interpreters and stuff. At that time, I was convincing myself by they don't understand my work. I'm above them. And to be honest, this is now I don't agree with that. I completely don't agree with that. It doesn't mean that you are better than them if they didn't appreciate your work. It's just that was wrong. So around 2010 in summer, in my second uh, what do you call it quarter in my second university, I start learning C sharp in the classroom for the first time. I learned how to program C sharp by myself from my experience from Visual Basic 6 and Visual Basic Net. And this is the first real time I program C sharp in a class and I learned about delegates and stuff like that. And I was so happy. And at the final project, I asked the instructor if I can try to finish my interpreter. Actually, the finished version of the interpreter, I put it in the website that I just showed you from the class. And he agreed, even though I told him I might never finish. Actually, it's too big. I'm not sure about my skills yet. I was doubting my skills at that time. I was really doubting myself that I'm a good programmer or I can program anything. I was just in huge doubt that I cannot do anything right. And he gave me the chance, and I'm really grateful to my instructor till today. His name is Tom Kapal, and I really appreciate everything he done to me. He gave me he gave me the time and encouragement to finish what I considered an achievement, and that's more than enough to make me feel that yeah, I can do it. And it was my final project, and I believe I surprised some of the students, and I was really happy about it. I mean, some of them made really amazing things, but I was one of them, one of the ones that made amazing things, and I was proud of that. So after that, I start working on the game engine on XNA 3.1 or 3.2, I don't remember. It was around late 2010, 2011, and I called it Game Lover. Actually, the old engine called Cow Lover, my brother Hussein is the one who suggested the name. Actually, he suggested the game itself to test the engine. He says it would be nice if there's a UFO that hijack cows for experience, and they thought cows ruling the world, and the farmers will attack the cows, and the UFO attack back and steal the cows, stuff like that. So when I made the testing game and I made the UFO go up and down in the height and move in not three dimension, fake 3D. I add a shadow to represent the height and make a fire, and the fire have a shadow to it that represent the height and stuff like that. I will add this capability later on in my game engine. For now, I want to focus on only 2D. Fake 3D will take more time to read. I mean, I'm trying to decrease the dimension of complexity to work. So I started the new engine and I called it Game Lover instead of Car Lover to represent that this game engine cares about all games, not only cars. So it was just a weird name. But I like it, I like it, I like what it represents for. So I'm not sure about the version. It was around 3 point something. So the first version have very few things. It have the creature class, placeholder, fire class, controller class, map class, What the hell is this? Oh, I forgot. I made a call over in C# too. And that class is screwed up. Give me a second. Yeah, some of my projects cannot be loaded for some reason. And I want to see this. I want to see this. Is it the running version? Yeah, it seems it will take more time to run these things. But, oh, maybe this is the old XNA thing. I don't know. Yeah, this is one of the oldest XNA, sorry. I didn't know I called it Cow Lover again. So let's see what's going on here. So this is the first version. Let me check if, yeah, I'm not running any Visual Basic. Oh, I see. So this thing might not work too. It's not supported anymore. Oh well. Yeah, in the old time they separate the content and the project in two different projects. But we can take a look on the classes. Give me a second. Where the classes are saved anyway? I don't know. It should be here out. Oh great. So it's funny, my head keep telling me, you're wasting your time, you're wasting it. This is my freaking video. I'm showing random stuff. Shut up, brain. Calm down. This video should be for chilling out. It's keep bothering my head for more than 20 minutes. You're wasting everyone's time. You're wasting. Shut up. Let me enjoy my, what they call it, gosh. See, brain, you're confusing my language section. My nostalgia, my code, my old dreams. I mean, come on. So I have the normal classes, the particles. I got this idea from one of the tutorials. I read a lot of tutorials, but I didn't like the ideas in most of them. The only idea I liked is to have a class that represent anything in the map, and I made my own twist in it. Where I put a string called CMap, which stands for current map. And this is show where this object is living in. Actually, the data for the current map exists in both sides, in the current map, in the map itself, and in the object. So it has the fire class, it has the creature class, it has the controller class, and it have to do. The save and load weren't perfect, were they? And I was concerned about loading all the maps in the memory as well. I still have the same issue, and I don't care for now. I'll deal with it later. Actually, I should add it to my grand to-do list thing. Let me add it. Done. So the biggest, or the problem with this, when I add the script engine, my SSI, and I connect it to the game engine, and I made some of the stuff work with the script, like pushing a rock, changing the player, changing the camera position. All of these work with scripts, okay? And actually, I have a script um, somewhere. Give me a second. Where did I put the script? Aha. I don't know if this is the last version or not, but I can tell if there's a menu. No, there's no menu. This is not the last version. But the scripts look like this. You have a creature, you give it a command, you have the names of the data. If it's a string, then it have double quote, and that caused me a lot of pain to deal with, to have a double quote in my script. And I don't deal with equal sign or comma. I could say I need a parentheses in here, or I need commas between them. And to be honest, screw that. It's much easier to program this without the need of commas. It might be harder for reading, but it's much easier to program. And creating a fire is code hazard or hazard. Is a code hazard. It's not easy to add an object with detail, like creating a player or. But the worst thing is creating a timer. Yeah. Creating a timer is pain in the ass. Creating a timer to create a timer in a script is more pain in the ass. But I didn't make an example in here, but you can get the point, I guess. Because I made a timer class and I made a support to create any E object. And E object stands for engine objects. And anything that's considered an engine object will have trigger, trigger ID, trigger name, trigger map, and listener. So, for example, if you have a rock and a player, the rock is the trigger, and the rock, if you push the rock, is the listener. Imagine if you have 10 players and you have 10 rocks, and the players, all of them move. Some of them AI, some of them controller, all move in the same time. How the hell will the game understand which player pushed which rock if he pushed it in the first place? If the push command triggered somehow, how can he tell which player done that and which direction was he? Stands for the stone itself. And imagine if there are 200 stones and 200 players and they're moving randomly. And I was going to make this test actually, but I found myself have more important things to do, to be honest. I will do that when I feel I can finally make a game actually. I will start making these crazy tests for the triggers and listeners and stuff, and oh my god, a lot of crashes. I can see that already. So that's why I need something to tell who triggered the code when the code gets fired. Unfortunately, when I was working on version 1, it crashes every time I write a trigger command or a script command in my terminal, in my game engine terminal. And let me show you the terminal in version 2. And actually, let's try to see the most advanced or the last copy of this. Where did I put it? Where did I? This is not Palm system. Wow. Yeah, this thing need to be remade. What the hell is this? I don't think this is the last version either. Nope, this is the one. That's the component, the menu components. Okay, I need to copy this in better place. Let's put it in. Oh my god, a lot of crap. In the workspace. All right. So let's run Game Lover 2. So anyway, before I run Game Lover 2, oh yeah, let me run Game Lover 2 to show you the problem. So I have timers that can fire a script. I have the player or the controllers. Each one of them can fire different scripts. Like if you have a game in, he's trying to connect this thing to the server. I copied this from a hard drive. Oh god, errors again. Um, I will do something I might regret. Let me download the last version. Alright, so it's working. I don't know why that error happens with this project. It's kind of annoying. So this is the last thing I add to the engine, unfortunately, and it was around 6 months ago or something. And this is the script menu. And actually, because this is the actual interpreter, the SSI, I can still call some of the old common Lisp codes, but actually not all of them. For example, I didn't finish this one. Oh, the keyboard is too slow. I didn't fix that problem yet, did I? The XNA doesn't support keyboard chat typing stuff. And I don't know if Monogame fixed that issue and add some library or some support to that or not. But this is one of the oldest code. This is from Engine 1. And I can write old code like this one. And it solves the math problem. And this is from the original code from SSI 1 actually. It's not part of the engine. So I can actually take a look on the old script. The font is not the same font, so you can see it is getting out of the screen. And god, I don't know why that happened. So let's take a code like controller 0 reset. That's mean it give it the original or the default creature. Okay. I can change the camera or change the player. So let me change the player. Controller 0 change player. Is that a capital B? Yeah, that's a capital B. Yep, it is case sensitive. P1 map 0. So you see, we changed the controller with another player. So imagine if I went left, and this is map 1, and it is actually a background testing. What happened if the engine have a map that much smaller than the screen resolution? So it will behave like this. And this is one of the issue I need to fix. So if I want to change the player back, oh great, I need to go to here and say give me back the player 0, and we are back. So this is just a very small example that demonstrate the script. And as I was talking about the stones, so whenever I push the stone, the player pause for a second so I cannot move, and the stone get pushed in a smooth way. And this is called by a trigger, by the way, by a script. So this is the issue. If someone pushing a stone and someone is writing a code in here, and if the timer, and the script didn't finish, and the other script just fired, it's screwed up. And I was like, why does it crash? Why does it crash? And after a few minutes, I realized something huge. My first interpreter wasn't designed for multi-threading. It wasn't designed for handling multi-scripts at the same time. I was like, oh my god. The whole thing is just the whole project, everything in the project, the variables, the memory, everything. None of them support that. So it took me a few days actually because it was mostly copy paste and I was working like if I was on fire, literally. Um, I changed that and I changed the whole interpreter. How does it work? And the interpreter upgraded to version 3 or 2, I don't know. And the game engine I upgraded and it became version 2. And this is version 2 actually. Um, Let me activate the timer to show you something. Oh wow, this is the last version of um, of the engine actually. I tried to make something called Game Master and it's screwed up. It's totally screwed up. You can see the screwed up in Code TV. So the timer problem is fixed too then. Let's go to the timers and add them. I wonder if it will crash. This code crashed many times. So this timer is actually firing a script, and that script is creating a fire with an angle and with everything. And one of the timer doing 2 tasks, actually making 2 different fires in different loops. And if I fire something else, the script is still working even though all these timers are working together. And I can even type the command if I have another player, the other player doing the scripts. Oh, look at that. Don't tell me I was oh my god, yeah. It seems he's tracking all the... And why is he saying zero fire has created successfully? Should be more than 0, what the hell. Anyhow. So, one of the days after I have the engine free running, I will make a demonstration for this again, but it was fun to demonstrate it, I guess. So this is the story of version 2 and version 1 and why I changed the whole project. Not just because the XNA was changing the stuff from time to time. So yeah, I was mentioning the SSI. Then I made another upgrade to oops. So I made even more upgrades to SSI to separate the classes in DLL, but then I merged them again actually. I believe version 2 I separate them as DLL. Not all of them, some of them, like uh what's the class called, damn it? The VVS and MIM are separated and I made them into DLL and even the body block, but not the EXPC, the expression, because the string separator and expression have double dependency, each one of them depending on the other. So I made a major upgrade at that time. I was going to say something. I believe version 2 was the major upgrade and version 3 was the multi-thread support. And the smaller versions are for bugs fixes. After that, Microsoft decided in 2013 to cut the support on XNA and no more XNA after 4.1. So I stopped working on that for like half year. Around half year. Let me find the tissues. Because my nose is completely blocked. And it's kind of hard to breathe from my mouth while talking. I wonder how silly do I sound in this video. Oh well. As I said, it will take around an hour and a half, and I don't know how much time passed. Yep, an hour passed actually. Look at the time fly while you're talking about your stuff. Really fast, isn't it? So in that time I moved to XNA. So let's see. Around 2013. Sorry, I moved to Monogames, I mean. I need to move this thing away. And at that time, Monogame wasn't version 1. At that time, it was version 2 something. And there were several issues. Oh my god. When I first I tried to move to it, it was horrible. Let me be honest, and I apologize for that. It was really hard to deal with some of the stuff, and they were advising you if you want to do with the last updates of Monogame, get the GitHub and connect your project to their project on GitHub, and you will have the most updated stuff. And I was doing that, and I don't know if that was a very good advice or not, to be honest, because it was confusing as hell for me. You see, it was my problem. Let's be honest in here. I wasn't good enough for that, to do that. I wasn't good enough. I struggled a lot till they made 2.5 or something, and it became much easier and less problematic, if you ask me. Yeah, I'm playing this game while I'm talking. Silly me. How can you? How do you expect people will take you seriously while you're playing and trying to talk in the same time? So the next step I was in. Oh yeah, after I left USA and came back and tried to find to find a job, but it was kind of hard to find a job at that time. Um, it was the same time where Saudi Arabia started the war with Yemen, and actually after a few months from that, and I talked with a friend of mine, and he was like, "Why don't we start our own projects? I don't have a sponsor. I don't have any project to do in the current time for a while, and I'm free, and you're free. We both programmers. Let's start something." So I was working on my engine once again, even though all this time it was neglected because I was doing this in my free time in the university and in the breaks whenever the immigration and my embassy wasn't bugged me to death, and my everyone was, I don't know, everyone was trying to bug me. The mortgage, the bank, the immigration. It was horrible. It's really horrible to live alone in the wild while you're an immigrant and a student. It just everyone asking you to fill papers and do it manually, and the system will reject them because of the stupid system they have, the government systems. And oh my god, you know what I'm talking about. If you're still living alone, not living with your aunt or your parents like me. Yes, I'm living with my parent now, and sometimes I feel a little bit ashamed because I was depending on myself to do stuff. At the same time, I'm grateful. I have my own room, my own roof, my own electricity, my own water, my own shower. Actually shared shower, but still with my brothers. And I'm happy. I'm happy. No more silly immigration. No more silly, why didn't you check your mail? Because we got a package from whatever and you screwed up and sending things and stuff like that. Just no more immigration, no more embassy. Thanks God. It's just horrible. No more visa update, no more all of that crap. Wow. Major topic shift all of a sudden. So I started working on the engine again, but I was so excited, so damn excited, that I burned out really fast. It was in May or January I started on. So after a month and a half, of working like 12 to 16 hours per day. I was that fucking excited. I was working like 3 hours coding. No, first 2 hours designing on papers, 3 hours coding, then 2 hours design, and sometimes a little bit of break in the middle. Actually, I wasn't taking break, did I? Then I take 3 hours working again, and at that time it's almost afternoon, like evening, afternoon. Then I take an hour of design or thinking about the stuff and try to work and program 3 hours again the same day. Every single day I was doing all of that. And it was amazing. I done a lot in that time actually. I was dealing with the menu component. I started working on the menu components, I believe. So in that time, I don't remember if I was depressed before that or after that, but I was listening to someone called Leo in YouTube for Actualize before he made the forum. And he started talking about how to trust yourself, how to be more active in the business, how do you kill what distracts you, pick the 5 most distractive things in your life and kill them. Like the cell phone, I was really distracted by the cell phone games, and I was playing these war games and stuff. I completely killed it. Monkey TD, I completely forgot about them, and that's what made me work actually. Um, what do you call it? Insurance, assurance. I forgot the concept. But telling you every day when you wake up to that you're going to work or you don't care about other people's opinion or whatever, to ensure yourself that you believe in that. For 5 minutes, just keep telling yourself that you're going to work today. I was doing all these kinds of tricks, and thanks for him. But to be honest, he started talking about the life is illusion and yourself is an illusion, and seeing yourself and feeling things are all illusions. When he went to that part, I stopped listening to him. Sorry, Leo, but you really helped me. I'm really grateful. That's why I'm mentioning you in here, even though no one is watching and no one will watch, but maybe someone will watch. And even if no one is watching, the God is watching. Thank you. You helped me a lot to get on my feet. And all of that, I didn't pay him a penny. Someday, when I get income, I will hopefully be able to support who helped me in my journey. So, let me read what I was saying. So yes, I was trying to find other ways. I don't remember if Leo came first or the burnout came first. No matter what, I was searching for stuff to support me to get back to work. So I found a funny website called, I don't know, it's a gamification for to-do list. You make an account and it's a game actually, but it's remind me with my old card games. I made a card game when I was in intermediate school, very long time ago, and I still have some of these cards actually. I kept them like a treasure because this is one of my earliest game ever I made. And the way how I get currency, or me and my 2 brothers get currency in that game, is by doing good deeds. Like taking the trash out of the room, making your homework, studying for tomorrow, reviewing the whole week material for the school, cleaning the vacuum the room, stuff like that. They give you currency, money, to buy cards or upgrade cards or buy weapons or buy items. It was a very interesting game, to be honest. Someday I'll make it on the game engine, hopefully. So this website let you register some tasks, like I want to program 3 hours today before 9 a.m. And actually that's what I did, and that's why I felt more depressed. I Try to give myself 3 tasks, each task to program 3 hours. 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. And I made the deadlines, and I made the secondary task. And every time you finish a task, you go there and click checked, and it will give you XP rewards and gold rewards. If you miss the tasks, you'll get a damage. And you can go to the dungeons, you can make dungeon raids like WoW, and you can do silly stuff, buy items, and never get interested. A lot of people were bragging about their high levels and stuff, and I don't know. To be honest, games like these, the community usually are the ones who killed it. Because you can give yourself free items and feel good in the same time. Oh, I was doing a lot of work, that's why I'm a high level. So, very rewarding for cheaters. Really rewarding. The second problem that I caused myself when I joined this platform, unfortunately, I don't remember the website name, or I could show it to you. Actually, I can search for it. This is my video, and I can screw up and make it 2 hours. Who cares? So, I don't know. I believe this is the one. Yep, I believe. Yep, this is the one. So, Habitica. Oh, yeah. Habitica? I believe that's the name. Habitica. There are even bets and stuff. It seems a very fun idea. Let me show you. The idea is good, but the way how they put it, oh, it's kickstarted and discovered and stuff. So, to be honest, I didn't feel it was encouraging me to work. The second mistake is I joined an introvert guild, and the first thing I found they were trying to do some kind of therapy to encourage themselves to work by saying in the guild chat, "I really love myself" or something because today I done something amazing, and there was like 200 posts uh, saying the same thing. I really love myself or something at the beginning because yesterday I done something, or because today I didn't do that bad thing. I was like, God, so embarrassing. I don't know. Does that mean all introverts doesn't love themselves? I don't know. But the funny part, when I was reading the names, at the beginning, to be honest, I was confused. I was like, what the hell is this? And it seems it was one of the guild rules or something, or it was a therapy. Most of these posts, like 1/3 of them, was from the same guy who's boasting himself, and I was like, God, it was embarrassing, so embarrassing. And that's killed this website off by joining an introvert. Yeah. At first, I joined a programmer guild, and I was like, yeah, you just had a very bad experience with a lot of programmers in the university. You really want to join the same guys, the same boastful, amazingly boastful, white, loud mouths that look down on everyone because they don't have the same color, the same group of people. Just no. So I made even a bigger mistake and joined an introvert or wannabe introvert guild or something. So Habitat. Well, what was the website name? History. Habitica. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that thing. Habitica. Habitica. Um, so I was searching about Arabic works, Arabic programming work, and I was actually no, because of that search I found this website by mistake. Sorry. And one of the results I found, Life Code TV. This website is actually a very interesting website where you can go to the live streams and find people programming right now. Right now they're programming online and they're telling you what they're programming. So this one is on Linux, C++. Some of them you cannot tell what the hell. This one is Coco. God. Prolog? Someone programming in Prolog? Really? That's very interesting. So you see, I spent around 3 days watching Beeble. Actually, I made an interpreter in Prolog in C. And it was very interesting experience. I believe he's not streaming anymore. Oh well, too bad. So I was watching this for 3 days and I laughed and it was interesting. So I started my channel here. Unfortunately, my laptop mic, I was programming on my mic. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was programming by using my mic. Yeah, right. I was programming using my laptop, my old laptop, that I have it around. Well, actually, it's not that old, is it? Nope. I bought it in early 2014 or late 2013. It wasn't that old after all. The screen unfortunately is broken. It's totally fine. It's actually fast, but it's i5. There was for i7 at that time, but that it's Lenovo, very good laptop. But unfortunately, one of the days I wake up and the screen is not working anymore. The screen has an issue. Whenever I move it, it's crash. The computer crash for some reason, and I figured that the screen will die sooner or later. So I started working on this and the mic was horrible. It was detecting the fan voice all the time. It had a lot of noise. My voice wasn't clear. But I was streaming. I was streaming and I was happy. People was coming and a lot of them were Arabic people and they got amazed, even though I'm sure my mic was the main reason why most of them left. And it was really fun. I made a lot of videos in here actually. Let me see how many of them. Unfortunately, 117 videos. And a lot of them were 3 hours. I don't know if they deleted them or not. Especially the old ones, they were like 3 hours. Unfortunately, there were no video lists in that time. And they add video lists later on. And it seems they removed it again. I don't know why. And a few times I tried to show some of my videos to my friends, and when I tried to give them a link, I couldn't even access my own videos. So they were playing with the system, and that's alright. This is how you upgrade systems online, what to do. I mean, I'm not blaming them, but it wasn't that convenient to me. And but I was streaming on it for a long time. Sometimes I got depressed and I quit streaming for a few months. Then I returned back, a few weeks actually, because was in 2015, May or June. And after that, I started doing YouTube. I kinda lost what I was going to say, didn't I? On April, actually, same month of my birthday. To be honest, this video is way too long, and there's a lot to say. So I will stop my video in here, and see you in the next part. I don't want to make a video 3 hours.